Hello everyone, this is Victor from P1 Exotics, here to take you around, go through a nice walkthrough of our 2005 Mercedes SL500. This is the R230 generation. This is a truly pristine example with only 18,000 miles. Paint you see here is Cubanite silver metallic. There were a few options in silver that Mercedes had at the time. You had pewter, iridium, brilliant silver, and of course Cubanite. All the components that you see here are original. This car was garage kept its entire life and detailed fairly regularly. I'm gonna try to point out any flaws that I see. Of course, this car being so clean, it's gonna be rather difficult. These are plastic lens headlights. They're prone to fogging up or becoming yellow over time. This is a well-optioned car with a few paint-matched pieces, still having its original hood emblem. These like to corrode pretty quickly. Take a look here under the lip. Tiny little scratch right there. It's very common that these lips get a little dented up from curbs or steep driveways and such. You have a little bit of this belly pan sticking through, but no rashes under this side of the bumper. Going off to the side, you just see the entire inner barrel of this wheel is pristine, including the rotors. These are original rotors, so there is a little bit of surface corrosion that you can see on the edge there. Most likely, we also have original pads. We do have our original valve stem caps as well. These wheels are in brilliant shape. It's a slightly different shade than the Cubanite silver. There's virtually zero curbing. These are 18-inch all around. Down here on the side, there is a little bit of corrosion on these aluminum pieces. Let's see. Here on the door, actually that wipes right off. I believe this might just be residual polishing compound. Along the side here, we do have our original jack pad covers. These are prone to flying off in higher mileage cars where the plastic has undergone some thermal expansion and contraction. Kind of loosens its way out. A little bit of a scuff here on the door. Let's see if I can get a better angle of it. Right here. Door handles are prone for having some vertical streaks in here if you wear rings or if you hold the keys in your hand while opening the door. But in here it's looking fabulous. Just a little bit of that pattern that you can see in there. Being that this is a convertible, a hardtop convertible, I'm going to show you guys the car with the top down. The interior is anthracite and black, being the two-tone option with the black dash and anthracite seats. Here on the inside of the door, the CL and the SL shared this aluminum pad on the door, the CL being chrome and this being a more machined finish. You see the door strikers in here are mint. Even have some of that original white grease from the factory still in there, and this is on the driver's door. Weather seals are looking fantastic all around. Same with our window shield. And as to be expected, zero rust just about anywhere on this car. Here's our door pockets, or door cards. Inside here, nice little feature that the SL has is this two-piece design with the storage containers for the doors. So rather than having just your typical glove box and center console, they included these little door bins. These are fantastic for sunglasses, water bottles, some other items. Up here we do have our wood trim forget the name, I believe it might be Bird's Eye Maple. We do have 3 setting memory seats along with heating. This car is not optioned with cooling seats. I believe those came standard on later cars and higher trim. Of course, here are manufacturer tags. Again, these plastic door strikers, you'll start to see wear on this edge, and it's just starting to scuff it right there. Door screws themselves as well, perfect, no surface corrosion whatsoever. And our fiber inner padding is perfect. Have our SL side sill garnish. Same thing around here. Here at the top is where we're going to see the most amount of dirt in this seal right here. It's where the hard top sits into. And even on this example, it's very clean throughout. Inside the latches, we still have our factory grease, which is starting to discolor, but it is original. These like to dry out or get sticky over time. Moving in here, have our standard R230 gauge cluster and steering wheel. The leather on it is just fantastic. It matches all the way around the wheel. There's no wear marks or any kind of discoloration on any of the leather pads. A tiny bit of a edge here on the left side of the wheel. Buttons, same thing. These are prone for wearing off this white, I believe it's spray on from the factory. Emblems. Steering column, same thing. Our stalks are nice and tight. This car does have cruise control as well. Go ahead and step inside. Down here in the center stack, have our radio, our climate controls. This is multi-zone along with a few auto modes. And this does have a rest feature where you turn the car off, you can keep the air going for a little bit. This car is equipped with an automatic, I believe it's a 7-speed, 7G-tronic. This car does have ABC suspension, along with the lift. Right here, you have your roof mechanism. This here's to open and close your wind deflector, which is back here. It's this little net. And of course you have your top opening and closing. Center console, it's a good amount of storage. I believe this is a 2-piece. Yep, so you have this bottom lever and the top lever here for your paperwork. Of course the dash is perfect. A lot of these MB-Tex interiors at the time, they don't really experience any wear or tear unless it's just on the very edge of the bolsters. These interiors do hold up rather well with time and mileage. Of course, here we have our standard glove box, all of our original documentation, and our warranty information. Passenger side door, same thing. Door card is in fantastic shape. We have our little storage cubby as well. Memory seats, and these do have electric headrests. Actually, one last little interior bit of the cup holders are in brilliant shape here. None of the plastics have cracked or been misused. I always like to treat these nicely, as it is like a multi-hinge mechanism. And here we have our mileage, 18,945. Coming around the back, being the pre-facelift R230, you do have these red tint taillights. Even all of the bulbs are original, including the reverse with the blue coating. All of our LEDs work in the rear taillights. There are, I believe, 2 cells in the third brake light right about here that are starting to go out, so they are intermittently working and not working, but the rest of the bar does function. Of course, this massive trunk lid. It's in just brilliant, brilliant shape. No scratches or scuffs that I can see or feel. The only item to note on the back here, right down, let's see, where was it? The chrome exhaust tips are starting to show some oxidation on the top of the chroming there. And of course you have your typical carbon building up in the inner tip. This here is just a little bit of water spotting from the last wash. This car does not have parking sensors. And here's our other exhaust tip. And of course underneath, just like the front lip, not a single scratch or ding. Just flawless all the way around. We still have our original gas cap plastic. Now all of our tags. Of course, another common place to look for corrosion is in here, and it's virtually perfect. The O-ring is nice and plump. The fuel filler neck is nice and clean. This car was cared for by its previous owner. Same goes for the rear brakes. Original rotors, original pads. Still have plenty of mileage left on them. I wouldn't touch them. Same thing goes for our lug nuts, actually. Not a lot of people notice this, but these like to corrode rather quickly. Same goes for our rocker panel. Our little toe hook points, or sorry, lift points are still intact. And a little bit of weathering here on these aluminum trim panels. I believe they put these here to kind of replicate the Mercedes-McLaren SLR. Mirror housings, same deal. Being that this car is from 2005 and it was just driven somewhat sparingly, previous owner did not ever put any PPF on the car, so none of the panels are PPF'd. So what you see is the original paint in all of its glory. Have our A-pillar piece, and this upper windshield piece is in fantastic shape. Windshield is original. We still have our Daimler tag. All the glass in the car around is fully original. Have our last front wheel. Of course, once again, no curbing. And even in our fender liners, we still have all of our clips and retainers. Under the hood, we have, I believe, a M113 5-liter V8. It's extremely smooth. Of course, mixed with the SBC brake control and ABC suspension. It's an extremely plush ride. And of course, it's fun. Nice weather comes around. You take some friends with you. Just a perfect summer getaway car. This does have the optional Bose system as well. We do have our Baby Smart equipped seats. Of course, in our little door hinges, pristine. Even as far as down the little plastic covers for the hinges. Same thing here, all of our weather stripping is nice and flexible. This is just some powdering from the factory, actually. Now our fabric weather stripping. These do have a multi-contour feature where you have this little knob here, and it will adjust how tight the bolsters are on the bottom and top section of the seats. These do, of course, have a power control from the rear. You're going to touch once, it'll bring you back and forth in seating position. Actually, just go ahead and move this to the front here. And these SLs do have little rear storage cubbies. These are actually very useful. Have our navigation CD, our first aid kit. Actually gonna step through here. On the driver's side, have our CD changer and a few other booklets of info. Of course, you can always clear these out, use them for beach towels and other nice items. If you do choose to have a child seat, there are two restraints that you can use back here. Actually very well tucked away underneath the wind deflector. Go ahead and move the seat back. I must say, out of all the R230s that I've seen and that you will also likely ever see, this is just one of the cleanest, most well cared for and smoothest examples on the market. Highly recommend it to anyone, whether this is your first or fifth or even 10th SL. Thanks for taking a look. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.